Hi, Aries. Well, this is the reading that found you today. These are the cards that flipped out for you, Aries. I feel like there's some people that are trying to manipulate or walk all over, use you, and maybe even dismiss your well being in the process. So let's get into this. And before we get into this, let me just say the outcome is gold, okay? But we're going to get into this. So the first card that flipped out for you is the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords in this particular deck is represented by the story of Oedipus, which in Greek mythology does speak to the oracle at Delphi, warning the king that one day his son will grow up and off him, you know? And so this king who has this young boy whom he loves dearly shifts in that moment. His whole perspective shifts. He becomes very fearful of this prophecy. And from that point on, raises his son in hatred instead of love, which ironically ends up being the reason the prophecy is fulfilled, you know? So had his son been raised in love, it's very likely he would have had a different outcome. What this speaks to is making decisions out of fear, letting fear control you. And it may not necessarily be you, Aries. I really feel like this is energy around you. I feel like these are people around you, either a family setting or a work setting, a group setting, maybe a circle of friends who maybe were led to think some inaccurate assumptions about you. Okay. I believe there's someone in your midst here who, not with malicious, I don't know that it was really malicious intent. I think it was just really ignorance. I really think it's just they're not trying to cause an upset, or they're not really trying to ruin you. They're simply too dumb to know what they're doing. I really feel that. And I know I don't always get that energy. But say, for example, you have visitors coming over to your house and you advise them, hey, I have a pet. Don't let the pet out of the front door. It's going to get hit by a car. And so these people come over, and what's the first thing they do is they leave the door wide open while they holler at somebody outside because they're just too dumb. So I'm getting that kind of energy with the people around you, okay? Now, the Nine of Swords energy is fluid in both groups here, so I do feel like it's stressing you out, okay? It is stressing you out right now. Likewise, this energy around them is just, it's a little bit chaotic. It's a little bit chaotic. So I'm getting that with the Nine of Swords, which is really unusual. Now, it may have to do with the cards coming afterwards. Yeah. But I had to relay that. I do feel like there are people making decisions in your group, in your circle, in your family that are just really, they're not, maybe the best people to make decisions at this time. I feel like some people are distracted within your group. They've got their own life things going on. Maybe there's somebody with a family, or they've got too many kids and they're trying to make decisions for you. And you're over here like, look, I'm calm, I'm peaceful, I'm a little bit more organized. Let me take care of this. And there seems to be some back and forth on that. It's aggravating. I'm getting a very aggravated and frustrated energy with this. And it is keeping you up at night. It's bothering you to no end, and rightly so. So I do see kind of like this toxic thought process bleeding into action here, where you're getting annoyed and you're going to make some decisions out of annoyance, and it happens. How could it not? The energy that I'm getting from this, again, is very static, very chaotic, and it is affecting you. Okay. It is affecting you in your wisdom. It's hard to be around people who aren't on your level, who have decided to make decisions for you. It's not an even flow there, okay? So next up here, we have the Five of Wands. Well, there we go. That would explain why I'm getting this chaotic energy, right? So the Five of Wands, interestingly enough, is represented by the Pandavas out of India. And they're five brothers who embody unity in the face of conflict. Now, they do bicker. They're brothers. They bicker and they do all that. but they love harder than they bicker. And resolutions come from their communication. So, as much as they like to play fight with each other, when the going gets tough, they stand by each other. Okay? They stand by each other. Now, this is key because what I feel like is in this group setting where there's this, I'm getting like decisions are made for you, and you're like, you guys are making some dumb decisions. I'm not doing that. Don't put me in that position. You're compromising me. I'm also getting for a lot of you, people are requesting you to do things so they won't have to be inconvenienced. But by requesting you to do these things, they're inconveniencing you. And when you tell them, no, I'm sorry, I'd like to help you, but I can't do that, instead of accepting no, they just find a different way to inconvenience you so they don't have to be inconvenienced. It's very aggravating. Aries, I feel like you're going through it right now. However, the key takeaway from this with the 5 brothers, they do talk it out. Okay, it does speak to some rivalry and a little bit of competition and clashing egos here, but they do talk it out. They hear each other out at the end of the day. And I feel like what's going on with you, Aries, at this time, this frustration is boiling up. It's boiling up, and you're about to blow up on some people. Okay, Spirit's asking you, and I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, Aries, because I've been there. Spirit's asking you at this time to take a step back, maybe even a deep breath, and understand that maybe this is your circus and these are your monkeys, but you love them. You love these people. I feel like these are people you love. I don't feel like these are people that you really despise. I feel like they're just really annoying right now. They're just really annoying. And I feel like there's a lot of them. So I feel like this is really going to resonate for a lot of you, probably with big families or in a big circle of friends. Like if you have a very close-knit circle of friends, and maybe there's some upsets here and there. It happens. But I'm also getting for some of you a work setting. Again, you want to keep your cool. You don't want to lose your job. You want to keep your cool and realize that, these people aren't inherently evil by any means. They're not evil. They just have their own, they're different people. You've got a bunch of different people with a bunch of different ideas. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. And I feel like you're going to kind of initiate that conversation, or at least I'm getting the message that you are being asked to initiate that conversation. I feel like some of you have a very diplomatic way of bringing certain points to life. I feel like to life and to light. Okay, I meant to say light, but life came in there. So I do feel like for some of you that this is going to be a matter of perspective, understanding different perspectives of the people around you, and being able to bring everyone together. I also feel like for the most part, you really just want to air how you feel. Let them hear you out, how you feel. I get for a lot of you, you're getting interrupted a lot. You're getting spoken over, you're getting talked over and interrupted, and you're gonna get to a point where you do have to put your foot down before it ends up in someone's caboose, But I feel like you are going to find a way to get everybody on the same page and get everybody to understand that, hey, you're a human being, you have needs too. This is not going to get overlooked. You're not going to overlook me in this. You're not going to use me. No means no. If I can't help you, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Don't come up with different ways to inconvenience me. No, I can't be there for your event, but I can be there for this one. No, you don't need to be doing this. I also feel like for a lot of you, you have children that are at each other's throats, and you have to play referee. And you're going to do a good job. I feel like communication is key here. You have what it takes to communicate this. And I feel like the reason why these cards flipped out for you is emphasized in the final card here, the Fool, the freeing energy. Something you say, Aries, some way you bring this situation to a conversation is freeing. It speaks of new beginnings, like everybody gets a clean slate after this. Something you say is borderline magical. Okay, you seem to have a knack for this. But I do see this, and once you have this conversation, you talk this out with these people, air your grievances. I don't even know how to say the word right now. Aries, you have to speak up. I feel like some of you have been silent just to keep the peace. Not anymore, because obviously this isn't peaceful. Okay, you got to speak up. And I mean, you're an Aries, you're going to speak up anyway, but I feel like you're going to find a way to do it where everyone is on the same page and you kind of get everything smooth sailing going forward. I really love this Fool energy in the end, because you're not worried anymore. You go from Nine of Swords to the Fool. You don't have a care in the world. You're a free spirit. There's new beginnings, new possibilities. And I really feel like it's because of how you handle this. All right, my loves, I really hope this helps. Until next time, over and out.